Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We know a lot of you are super interested in AI, especially all the crazy things happen with Chatgpt these days.
Right.
So we thought it'd be fun to take a look at this demo that OpenAI just released.
Oh, yeah, the one with all the new features for the desktop app.
Exactly. They're taking ChatGPT way beyond just those basic text prompts you're used to and making it work more closely with the apps you use every single day.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Like, what kind of stuff are we talking about here?
Well, imagine ChatGPT being able to analyze your code, pull data from your spreadsheets, or even compose emails that sound just like you.
Whoa, that's next level. So OpenAI is really starting to focus on these desktop apps now. For a while, it seemed like they were all in on the web interface.
Well, yeah, they did.
Now they've got dedicated apps for both Mac and Windows. It seems like a pretty clear sign that they're trying to get ChatGPT to integrate more deeply with your whole system.
Makes sense, though, right?
hmm
If you want ChatGPT to be like a real personal assistant that actually does things for you, it needs access to your computer's apps and files.
Totally. The desktop apps give it that foundation. It's like, remember when we used to think of ChatGPT as just this crazy smart question answering tool?
Yeah, totally. Like just asking it random questions just to see what it would say.
Haha, exactly. But things are definitely changing. ChatGPT is evolving into something way bigger. We're talking about it actually doing tasks and collaborating with you on projects.
So it's not just about asking questions and getting answers anymore. You're saying it's more about having ChatGPT actively help you get stuff done.
Yeah, exactly. Think of it like this. You're working on a project, and ChatGPT is right there with you, seamlessly integrated into what you're doing.
Okay.
It's like having a superpowered sidekick that can handle those tedious tasks or help you see things you might have missed.
Okay, I think I'm starting to see the picture. So OpenAI put together this really cool demo video that shows how ChatGPT can actually work with a few different popular apps,
Yeah.
Warp, Xcode, and Notion.
Oh, I saw that.
The things they show off are pretty mind-blowing.
It's amazing how natural the interactions feel. Like in the demo, they start off with Warp, which is a terminal app for developers. What's really neat is that you don't even have to tell ChatGPT what programming language you're using.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just figures it out based on the context of what you're doing in Warp.
That's super handy. No more having to spell everything out for it.
Yeah.
So in this Warp demo, the user wants to see how often they've been committing code to a repository, but they don't know the right command to use.
Yeah, and that's where ChatGPT comes in. It understands what they want to do and just gives them the command they need. All they have to do is copy and paste it right into Warp. It's like having an expert coding buddy right there in your terminal.
And the best part is, it doesn't just spit out a bunch of boring data.
Oh,
Like in the demo, it actually takes the results of that command and creates a holiday-themed bar graph. I mean, who doesn't love a little bit of festive cheer when they're analyzing their code?
yeah, definitely. It's a small detail, but it just shows how ChatGPT can work with information that's not even visible on the screen.
Hmm?
It can actually understand the underlying data within an app, which is pretty amazing when you think about the possibilities for doing deeper analysis.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've seen ChatGPT working its magic in a terminal app.
Eh.
But what about something more complex, like coding directly within an IDE?
Well, that's where the Xcode demo comes in. Xcode is a popular coding IDE, and the demo shows how you can basically turn ChatGPT into your pair programming partner. It works really seamlessly, too. A simple shortcut connects it with whatever app you're using. No more switching back and forth between windows.
Oh, wow. So no more copying and pasting code snippets back and forth. That's a huge time saver. In this demo, they're specifically using the GPT-4 model for this, which I guess makes sense since it's supposed to be really good at handling complex code. They give it the challenge of adding a live update feature to the app they're building.
And it's just fascinating to see how ChatGPT tackles that problem. It can almost see it thinking as it generates the code, step by step. It's like you're looking into the mind of a master programmer.
Of course, there's always that little moment of suspense with these live coding demos, wondering if it's actually going to work.
Right. And in this one, the code actually fails on the first try, which, let's face it, happens to all of us.
Oh, no.
But on the second try, boom, it works perfectly. It really shows how ChatGPT can solve complex coding problems.
Yeah, I can imagine that must be a huge relief for developers, knowing that they've got ChatGPT there to back them up when things get tricky.
And to make sure people know that this isn't just an Xcode thing, OpenAI specifically mentions that they support tons of different IDEs.
Oh, cool. Like what?
They mention VS Code, the entire JetBrains suite. even older ones like TextMate and BB Eat It. So no matter what IDE you like to use, you can probably make ChatGPT your new coding buddy.
So it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned pro or just learning to code, ChatGPT can be a super helpful tool. But coding isn't the only area where ChatGPT is getting better. With these new integrations, it can also be a really powerful writing companion, especially for those of us who spend a lot of time in note-taking and writing apps.
Absolutely. They've added support for Apple Notes, Notion, and Quip, which opens up a ton of possibilities for all kinds of content creation. And remember, context is key. When ChatGPT can work directly within these apps, it can actually understand the style of a document and match its output to it.
So it's almost like having a ghostwriter that knows your voice better than you do. That's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. Yeah, it's not really mind reading or anything, but it is incredibly smart. Like in the demo, they show ChatGPT helping someone write a historical walking tour right inside of Notion. And it's not just, generating text, it's helping with research, finding interesting facts and making sure everything is accurate. All those things you need to do to make something really good.
So it's like a research assistant, fact checker, and writer all rolled into one. That's amazing. And you mentioned a search feature earlier. I'm curious about that.
Oh, right, yeah. When you turn on the search feature, ChatGPT will actually go out and look for information online that backs up what it's saying. It even gives you citations so you can easily check the info for yourself.
Oh, that's super helpful. It's like having a built-in research librarian. Okay, this is blowing my mind. Let's say I'm working on this walking tour, and I've already got a certain style or tone for the document. Can ChatGPT match that?
That's actually one of the best parts. Because it's working right inside Notion, it can actually analyze what you've already written and adapt its style to match yours, so you don't have to worry about anything sounding out of place.
This is all so cool. But I keep thinking about that voice mode you mentioned earlier. How does that even work?
Yeah.
And does it change the way you use your documents?
Well, we're always talking to our devices these days, so why not talk to our documents too, right? With ChatGPT's voice mode, you can just have a normal back and forth conversation with your writing.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Did they show it off in the demo?
Oh, yeah, they did. And to show how fun and easy it is to use, they decided to have a little fun. They used a holiday party set list in Apple Notes.
Yeah.
And guess who they picked for the voice assistant?
Oh, no way. Don't tell me it's...
It's Santa.
Ha, I knew it.
Hmm.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
What better way to demo voice interaction than with Santa Claus, especially around the holidays?
Right. It's the perfect choice. And it's really funny. They have this back and forth conversation where the user's asking Santa for some song recommendations, and then Santa's throwing out ideas, and they're like fine-tuning the playlist based on what they like. It's lighthearted, but it really drives home the point that we're not just typing commands anymore. We're actually talking to our documents just like we would talk to another person.
So instead of trying to find the perfect holiday song, I can just ask Santa for help.
Yeah.
That's way more fun than endlessly scrolling through Spotify.
Exactly. And it makes AI so much easier to use for everyone. You don't have to be a tech expert to be able to use it.
This is all incredibly exciting. But can I actually start using these features right now?
If you're on a Mac, then yes. All these features are already live in the Mac desktop app.
That's awesome. And what about people using Windows? Do they have to wait?
OpenAI has said it's coming to Windows very soon. They want everyone to be able to use ChatGPT no matter what platform they're on.
That's great to hear. So taking a step back and looking at all of this, it really feels like ChatGPT is changing right in front of our eyes. It's going from a simple chatbot to this powerful, integrated assistant for pretty much everything we do on our computers.
It really does feel like a turning point. It's like AI is breaking down all the walls between us and our work, making it so much easier to access information, automate all those boring tasks, and be more creative.
Yeah. It's almost like we're entering this new era of computing where AI is just a natural part of everything we do online.
Right.
It's exciting, but also a little bit scary, to
Oh.
be honest.
It is a huge shift. It's not just about using a bunch of different apps anymore. It's about this whole connected ecosystem where AI is like a bridge between everything, and it helps us do so much more.
And don't forget that whole voice interaction thing makes these AI tools much more accessible to more people. Not everyone knows how to code or is comfortable with complex software, but almost everyone can talk.
That's a really good point. As AI becomes more a part of our lives, it's super important that everyone can use it, not just a small group of people.
It's pretty wild to think about how far we've come, even in just the last few years. Like the idea of having an AI assistant that can work seamlessly with all our apps and actually understand what we need. I mean, that used to seem like something out of science fiction,
Right.
and now it's becoming real.
It's happening so fast, too. I think what we're seeing with ChatGPT is just the beginning. As AI keeps getting smarter, we're going to see even more powerful and intuitive tools that could change the way we work and create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does feel like we're right on the edge of something brand new. There are just so many possibilities. But it's also a little bit overwhelming trying to imagine how it's all going to play out.
It's definitely a super exciting time to be alive. But there's some big questions that come along with all this new stuff, Like, as ChatGPT gets better at doing the work we used to do, what does that even mean for us?
Yeah, what does work even
Yeah.
mean then?
Exactly. Does it free us up to do more creative stuff, or will it just create a whole bunch of new challenges we haven't even thought of yet?
Hmm. Those are some really important questions. It feels like every time AI takes a step forward, it opens up a bunch of new opportunities, but also a bunch of new challenges too. But I think the one thing we can be sure of is that this is something we're all figuring out together.
Totally. It's a journey we're all on together. And that's why I think it's so important to stay informed and keep learning about AI and how it could impact us. The more we know, the better prepared we'll be for whatever comes next.
So I think it's safe to say that ChatGPT is quickly evolving from a basic text-based chatbot into a powerful assistant that understands context, writes different kinds of creative content, helps you code, and can even sing you some holiday tunes. Who knew, right?
Uh-huh, right. I think the main thing to remember here is that we're seeing this whole new type of AI emerging. One that's not just smart, but also integrated, intuitive, and designed to really help us.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And on that note, we'll leave you with one last thought. As AI becomes more and more a part of our work and our daily lives, how will that change what it means to be human in this digital age?
Whoa, that's a big one. There's no easy answer to that.
Definitely not. But I have a feeling it's going to be an incredible journey to find out. So until next time, keep exploring and keep asking those big questions. And we'll see you back here soon for another deep dive into the amazing world of AI.
All the fields we go, laughing all the way. Till some